we're out the door. Leave your message here on the telephone, 'cause we've no idea when we're coming home. Any place we wander to, any season we go through, I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. Heaven knows, running round the world with you.
Now I saw the titles and I thought, is it the same mate? Because it didn't give your last name. I don't know if you saw that. It just said that. See, I knew you were going to bring some professional hand model. I mean, no one could deny it.
My nails haven't even been done. They're supposed to be done next week. Could you not have picked something that like
Wasn't that up? I don't know that anyone would disagree. I think you could tell people like a really convincing story about like your life in your early 20s. You were a hand model, and like you could. Here's a Sears catalog. Megan's with us today. Thank you for joining us. Dave is off getting his beard waxed, so he couldn't be here today, or something. But it's always great to have you on. And we've got a bit of a shorter show today because everyone's super busy. It took me like 9 or 10 people and about 30 hours of manpower to find Joanne Hazelaar to get her to come on the show. She's a local author. She's very busy. Signing autographs mostly. I was super stoked because I looked on Facebook the other day and she's got another book out, and I went, that's our guest. So I peer pressured her is really what happened. I bullied her into agreeing to come and talk about her book.
You can at least bribe her, take her out for like ice cream after or something.
That's not a bad idea, but then I'd have to get up and leave. I find that if I peer pressure people, they do it. But it's going to be super exciting. Great candidate today, by the way.
Oh,
thank you.
You're well. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I think I was ready for it to be done.
Yeah.
I don't like rain, and it's rained a lot here. I mean, we're thankful for the rain, but on Canada Day, nobody wants rain on their parade. Right.
But here's the thing: so many people showed up. It was really, really well attended. And people stuck around. The band was awesome.
Yeah.
What do you call those big inflatable things you get in the big donut things and you smash into each other?
I actually don't know. We call them bumper balls. So like they're bumper cars, but you can like bump balls. I think we'll have to bring them back for fair days because so many people, even adults, were in there and they wanted to see them back. So.
And it's amazing how quickly you can get upside down. That's what I learned watching.
That was the best part. Every time I'd walk by and you'd see a kid and there's supposed to be somebody helping like to move them back over. But every once in a while, I think that helper was kind of like paying attention to other things. And I'd walk back and all you'd see is like a head down and little feet, like that's up in the air, like, help me. They're totally stuck in my head, like thinking, do we get them to write a waiver for like the amount of blood loss, like that's going to their head or brain cells that they're
losing? Probably. I mean, maybe for next time. I feel like chiropractors are just waiting. They're like, what's going to happen? Am I going to get business out of this? And it's true. It was an all ages thing, and Spread the World was great. The bouncy house, I think, was good for the kids because it got them out of the rain. And then the sun kind of came out in the second half, which was...
and it was hot, like super hot.
Yeah, wild, right?
It was crazy day.
So we're going to move on to our first guest here. We're going to talk to Joanne. We're going to bring her in a second. So just to set this up, I want to say about a year ago, and I'm going to look to her in the green room for any indication if I'm right. About a year ago, the first book came out. She has no idea. So we're going to bring her in right now onto the show. And hi, Joanne. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Could you do us a favor? Actually, turn your camera.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being forced to
Thanks
join us.
Thanks for being bullied into being here. Do you want to turn your phone landscape so it's like wide instead of...
Well, I'm upside down now.
Oh, okay. You know what? Maybe that's better.
No, that doesn't.
No, it doesn't work. So, hey, I was trying to remember. I should have looked it up. I feel like it was about a year, maybe a little more. You kind of quietly wrote a children's book, and I say quietly because it was all of a sudden it was in the world, and which was great. It was called Be Kind, and it was about a bee, and it was a digital download, and then you could buy like hard copies, and then there was like a sort of a second edition. I think that was a more like a firmer book. So it was an evolution of it, and then there were stickers, and there was a lot that went into that particular book. And then the other day, same thing. I popped onto Facebook and went, "There's another book, and it's a different animal, and it's called Greedy Gus." So I'm wondering if you can just tell us a little bit about, once you've done it, is it easier or is it harder to do it again?
No, it's harder. Greedy Guess, like Be Kind was kind of came to me, but Greedy Guess, I've decided to do rhyming too. And oh my goodness. And it's a book for 2 to 6 year olds, but I'm telling you, I was getting frustrated with the rhyming.
The rhyming stuff.
It's a lot tougher than you think to keep like the flow going.
Mm-hmm.
So then I
can't even imagine
playing around with it, and then I just
write
left
my cards. My rhyming cards, I have like my template, and it's like roses are red, violets are blue, and I just fill those words in, and that's about my extent of rhyming. So
yeah, that's where it
that
ends,
book
right?
would really be crappy. It'd be like the same thing, like roses are red, we'll just fill it in, violets are blue, and that'd be like the whole book.
That's the entire book. So how did you settle on kind of the theme for this? Because there's a lesson in these, right? There's kind of a common.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to go along the lines of like a Be Kind with it, just for little kids that has a message. And so I don't know. I don't even know how Greedy Gus. I just when I thought of Greedy Gus, I just pictured him as an octopus and kind of went. Sorry. I'll just read you one quick page.
Yeah.
I like the graphics that I did way better in this book.
Yeah.
Than Be Kind, but Shane says that this doesn't rhyme, but be the judge.
You know what? We'll be we judge. That's what we're here for. We're here to judge things. So please bring it to us.
Let me bring my expertise in rhyming, and I'll let you know.
And next, Gus grabbed the whole tray of muffins. He put as much food in his mouth as he could stuff in.
That rhymes.
Muffin and stuffing.
Muffin and stuffing.
Yeah, that
totally rhymes. Absolutely rhymes.
That doesn't go. But anyway,
nice.
It's pretty cute.
How did you do the artwork then? Where did the artwork?
It's just like a digital program that I use. And then I just manipulated some of the images, like to change some of the characters' faces and stuff, like Gus. It's amazing, the graphic. What do you call it? Graphic arts world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Gus makes sense because he's got all these arms, right? So he does feel like he's, of all the animals, I think of being greedy, that kind of does make sense that it would be an octopus. Can you talk about how long it took? Because again, I feel like it is much harder than it seems to do it. So roughly how long do you think you spent on it?
Maybe 4 to 5 months. Like I would leave it.
Yep.
And get frustrated and then not look at it for a while. I don't know if you guys do that when you're being creative.
I've never written a children's book. I bet it's hard though.
But you're a creative person, so yeah. I don't know. You do definitely get like the writer's block, even though it's a 18-page children's book. I don't know. So I just kind of left it, and then once I started getting the flow, then it all comes together pretty quickly.
Yeah. When do you know it's done? How do you know?
When I say the last words in the book.
I don't mean as a reader. I meant more as the creator. Thank you though. When you turn the page and there's no more pages, the book is done. No, I meant like, how do you know for yourself, like this is the story, it's done, it's long enough, it's short enough, you know what I mean?
Well, I had a few different revisions, and then I have Shane or Kennedy or Brody, and they're like, whoa, Gus is doing too much, Mom. And so it was actually quite a bit longer, and then it took out a couple scenes, and so
nice.
Yeah, until it has a good flow, I guess. But yeah, my family's they get to read it, and they're pretty critical. So
yeah, they're naturally critical people.
Here's a question for you.
Sorry.
Talking about your family, I feel like when you're being creative, you always have an inspiration. There's always inspiration of some sort. So Be Kind. Like why when you started Be Kind, was there things happening that you're like, okay, we just need a little more kindness? Or was somebody your inspiration to these books? Like what inspired you to pick Be Kind and Greedy Gus?
No, Be Kind, my dog's gonna bark at the truck. Be Kind, that came to me in a dream, and I was originally gonna do like a Be Kind box. I don't know if you remember that, Alec.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then that was sort of, like one of those subscription boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just something around that theme. And then I don't know how I landed on children's book, but it's been super fun. And then I don't know if you saw that I did after Be Kind, I did a activity book. So
Yeah, yeah.
of activities and stuff, and like a kindness for Be Kind, like how were you kind today? It's definitely geared for like the 2 or 3 to 7-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like if there's anyone that would be, I've seen Shane eat a cupcake, I guess is where I'm going with this. And I feel like that's a natural starting point for it.
Or like a 16-year-old boy who's starving.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was thinking, if I was going to write a children's book, what would it be? And my gosh, my mind was just like, boom, 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 all these things of inspiration from my children that I could write about.
Right?
Right?
And so if people are looking to buy it, is it digital download or is it only Amazon? Because this is awesome.
Yeah, so it's on Kindle.
Okay.
As an ebook, or you can purchase it through Amazon, the paperback, or through me. I'm just waiting. I probably put that post out a little too soon.
Yeah. Okay.
I got 5 copies in, just author copies, just for myself, and I was so excited that I put it up. But now I can't meet the demand, and then I'm like, no, you can have one.
Right. Which is a fair problem to have.
They're not in yet. What? So,
and where are they being printed and produced? Are they? Is it within?
Through Amazon actually has a printing.
I didn't know that.
Press, yeah. So,
that's cool. Nice.
And so then they print it and then ship it. But I wanted to see it before,
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna put them. They're gonna be at the Hive.
Okay.
And then obviously through me.
Okay.
That I will.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always said to Megan, like, oh, maybe I'll do a fair and have the books there. Now that I have more than one, it makes more sense, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm also doing a Greedy Gus activity book just to go along with it.
That was my next question. Is there?
Yeah.
And so now, does your brain start to tick on the next one? On number 3?
That's what I was gonna say. What's the next?
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
I'll have to look at what Shane's doing and see, like.
Yeah,
annoying something.
It's this thing called the annoying antelope, and he's got a little tool belt, and he goes around. But it's the fact that you've done the rhyming is difficult as well.
Farts. Sorry.
And there we go. Poor Shane's gonna hopefully not see this part, and we'll just deny it. I think my
inspiration's really strong on the next one.
Really, really strong. It's a skunk. Wow.
Oh, I think a skunk is such a good idea.
That'd be so good. It'd be so cute. You can make him have a little bow tie or like a little tool belt.
Yeah.
If only there was a name we could think of that started with S that would go with skunk. We'll think of something.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of this whole interview was when I asked you, how do you know when the book is done? I'm just going back to that. That's awesome. When you turn the page and the words end.
Yeah, it says the end. I don't know. But how do you know any book is done?
Yeah, it's I guess when the pages run out. But it's challenging. Do you find that you look at other children's books now, or even books you've owned for your kids when they were little, and kind of go, well, that was probably took a while to do. Like, does it give you a different perspective?
Yeah. I would love to do like a bigger, longer, like hardcover book, but hardcover is very expensive to manufacture, and then now I think it is with Chat GPT and everyone's doing AI, which these are not AI. I'm telling you, this was definitely from my brain. That there's 5,000 children's books being put on Amazon a day.
Oh, wow.
So the competition, like to be seen, is super steep.
Right. Wow.
Anybody can be an author now with AI, really, right?
Right. Yeah. And how do you know, right?
Yeah.
Wow. 5,000 a day.
That's what the numbers say. That 5,000 a day.
Holy cow!
So to get your book to stand out is almost impossible. Sorry, Megan.
I'm gonna say Amazon. I've heard lots though, like AI. Now we're going on a tangent about AI, but everywhere it seems to be like, did you know that you can make money on Amazon using this AI template and this template and this template? And I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong area of expertise. If I could like go on AI and be like, write me this, and then I just get money, awesome. But I don't think it's really that easy either, right? But
yeah, probably.
it's a little bit, yeah, AI, gosh. You can do a
Yeah,
lot of great things for you, but we appreciate that it's you personally that wrote the book.
I think that's smart, especially with it's become very popular, and I think people are gonna still gravitate to stories written by other human beings. Especially if it's known. Like if you have, is your picture on the back of the book or anything like that?
No, not in this one. I think it is on Amazon. I'm not sure. Is it in Be Kind?
Let me just see here. Let's take a quick look.
No, I don't think it. No, it isn't.
Because
Which
I
is
think
a good idea too. Actually,
yeah, people will be drawn to that. I think the human being contributing, right? Because AI can do a lot of stuff for us, and I think we're only at the beginning of all of that. But doing it for real, I think, is really important, and people will want to sort of gravitate towards that. This is pretty awesome, though. So how did it feel to sort of go back to Amazon and be like, oh, I got my name and my book on Amazon?
Yeah, I have 3 books on Amazon right now, so that's fun.
What's the third one? Oh, is it the activity
the coloring book? Yeah, the activity book, and then Be Kind, and then this one.
Gotcha.
And then soon, hopefully, the Greedy Gus activity book, which I'm hoping to get out in the next week or so.
Right.
It's
Wow.
as a companion book. But I was going to say something, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can have a forgetful series.
Right? Oh my goodness. We got Stinky and Forgetful. I'm going to have to get you guys to write the foreword because they're helping me.
I'm not sure which one of us is which, but we'll see how it turns out. I think they should all be based on people you know. And it's like, when you look, do you remember,
wouldn't that be so
right?
fun?
Like where you could go, oh, that's clearly, this hamster is a hand model. And we clearly know who this is talking about. Megan wasn't, as far as I know, a hand model, but
well, everyone in town has been.
Could you imagine? It would be like it'd be like the Bridgerton series of like books, though, like the Dear
That's
Sweetheart
good.
or whatever.
It's okay. Here, I'll just meet you for a sec while you deal with.
I'm gonna walk.
That's I like that, and yeah, you couldn't have that right there is a winning idea to have. You'd have to have a book come out like every couple of weeks of like an ebook that's based on people in town.
Somebody in your small town.
Yeah.
They would fly off the rack just because they'd be like, who's she talking about? Who's this person?
Isn't that funny?
There's
and they would,
your marketing campaign right there.
Hold on, I got to bring her back. There we go. Oh, sorry. Hold on.
Sorry. It's like Lady Whistledown, but like.
That's what I said. Totally.
Right?
It'd be like the Claresholm children's version. Which child is she talking about? Is it my naughty child?
She's making fun of people. That's a great idea. People would love that. Sorry, go ahead.
But everyone like in town has been so supportive. Like, it's nice that it's at the Hive and it's well received. And
yeah,
so I think it would have been much tougher just going on Amazon without having the people in Claresholm supporting. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now, and it's nice to have both. And again, if you're looking for it, that's what you're looking for. Greedy Gus, paperback, June 17th. Wow. And you've already got a 5-star rating. Would you look at that?
Wow.
Did I put that? I'm just kidding.
That's good. Someone named Joanne Hazelaar. What a strange coincidence.
Yeah, weird. I love how it ends. It just, the end.
The end. It's really clear. It's one of those books that you know when it's over. Well, that's awesome, Joanne. I know you've got stuff to go and do. And so is there anything else we've missed talking about that we should say, so you can get it on Amazon, you can go to the Hive, or you can go to you directly? Not yet, because the books aren't here yet. They're coming. Yes. They're on a I was gonna say a boat, but probably not a boat. They're on a truck.
Yes, they're on their way. No, I think that's it. And thanks for everyone. I think they're pretty well priced.
Yeah,
they're $10, or I think it's $3.99 for the ebook,
the Kindle version, right?
But I think that little kids like to hold a book.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
absolutely. That's cool.
Are you going to be selling them at fair days at the street market?
I don't know. I'll have to talk to you.
You should sell them there. Yeah.
Why not?
That sounds
fun.
Not?
You have 3 books now, and lots of people coming from out of town, so you should totally do it.
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thank you very much, guys.
No problem. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your day. Congrats, and again, we'll just pop that up there so everyone can see where to go and grab it on Amazon, and or go to the Hive and go check it out. When the books are in. Don't go and hassle the poor people at the Hive just yet. It's
And
coming.
Stinky Shane coming
And Stinky
soon.
Shane.
Stinky Shane. We cannot show him this.
No, we won't. It's fine because the internet is impermanent. Things don't stay up here for very long. I'm sure
Safe here.
he'll
Safe.
never see it. He'll never see it. All right, we appreciate it, Joanne.
Guys.
Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you later.
Bye.
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 Awesome.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Stinky Shane. That's going to be a whole thing. Man, it's tough. I think it's really tough to write children's. I think that's one of the tougher things, especially when you make decisions like creative decisions. Like this is going to rhyme. You're committed. It's got to rhyme. And you get to muffins and you're like, how are we going to make this work? But
I cannot do it. There's no way. I feel like I know my capability, and there's areas where I just it's better just to not try.
That's good advice for the whole show. Sometimes it's better not even to start. It's good to just not. It's good to say
I'll
try.
probably fail, so don't even begin. That's really the truth.
That's real advice. We hear about this all the time. The only failure is in not trying. No, the only failure is in trying and not doing well.
That's right.
So may as well not even start.
I just know, like when you're definitely I just know that is something that I just could not do. Just like I just know I could never learn the piano. It doesn't matter how hard I would try. I just couldn't. So invest my time somewhere else where I maybe can and save my face and just don't try.
That's good. I like that. What would be something if you could just wave a magic wand and have the ability?
Oh,
what would it be?
I would sing.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I was thinking that, like, to really be able to sing.
Like I'm talking just like belt it out. Just
I know.
Like, could
Where
sing
people
and
are
you're
like-
just like, wow, that girl can sing.
Yeah.
It's not worth trying. Just don't try because I'm not going to try.
That's exactly it. If I could sing like your
No,
husband,
you
now we're gonna.
tried. You
Well, I did
tried.
try. No, I did try. I tried very hard.
Actually,
We
that
should
sounds
also
like that.
speaking
You
of.
didn't try. You succeeded.
Well, it's in the past, so we did it. Speaking of singing, though, your husband's an excellent singer. We got to say happy birthday to him because he has a milestone birthday happening today. I know he's not around, otherwise we'd probably have him on the show. He's in Seattle, but is he really 40? Is that really happening
He's
today?
40.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 40. I know. It's crazy. You know, yesterday I was laying in bed and I was looking through like pictures to do a little video for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, this is when I feel old. Is when I start to see like celebrities and stuff that I thought was like my age.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the heck? They look old. That's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I start to feel like it's not really looking at my kids. I know that they're getting older. Looking at me, looking at him, I'm like, yeah, we're getting older. But when you see other people like in public where you're like, I haven't seen you for like 10 years and you went to school with me and you're like, oh man, you look old. I hate that feeling because then you're like, okay, I obviously look like that too. They're also saying, wow, you look old.
I actually had someone say that to me a while ago. I hadn't seen them
They
in quite some
told
time.
you?
And they said, it was like, big hi, how you doing? A hug. And he looked at me and he went, you've aged. And I was like, no, thank you
Okay.
very much. Go ahead.
I think it. I don't say it.
You think I've aged. That's nice.
But
No, I know.
no,
I know what you mean.
no. I'm thinking about other people that I see. I don't know you when you were younger, so I think that you probably look
The same. No,
That's
it's
great.
what's funny. We've lived in town almost exactly. It'll be 10 years at the end of the month, and we were looking at photos not long ago when we first moved here, and it's like the kids are little, and I was shocked. I was like, 10 years that's a long time. I look very different 10 years ago.
Oh, that is true. You had a birthday and your wife posted pictures about you. I remember I commented on it because I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
did.
holy boy band. You
Right.
had like frosted tips. And I thought you walked right out of the Backstreet Boys.
I
Like,
don't remember any of that. So what's funny about that, and I'm going to be totally honest with you here because that's why we're here. I don't know what it is about that particular picture, and people don't believe me when I tell them, and I would 100% own up to it.
Mhm.
Never had frosted tips, but I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. It looked like I just
Oh,
didn't. I would admit it if I did.
You got the bleaching kit. You put the
I
little hat
didn't.
on and you like.
I've done some stupid things, but for whatever reason, that particular photo, I totally agree with you. It looks like it, and I would
Yeah.
admit it. if I had done it, but I didn't. And now I'm kind of, now it's not too late. I think maybe next show. Maybe we all get frosted tips.
I'm really
But
good at that. I used to buy those bleaching kits all the time before I was
really,
married to Bradshaw. I did it to him, probably up to the like 3rd year of our marriage when it was still really cool to have it.
yep,
I'd buy the
yep.
little kit, put the little hat on, tie it. Oh man, I wish I had that picture. I could have shared it.
I
And then I would pull the little, like, it looked like little knitting needle hooks, and you like pull
yeah,
the hair out, and then you put the bleach on.
yeah.
Totally. I was the expert in that. I could
Wow.
open up my own like beauty salon just with the kit frosted tips.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's some stuff that unfortunately we have photo evidence of, right? And it doesn't go away. But I'm kind of wishing I had done that. But at that point I didn't. And I know it looks like it. But there's again a good point of like how when time passes. When time passes too, you think about bucket lists. We talk about bucket lists a lot. You had this great idea that we were talking about earlier. Tell me about the idea we were discussing before we got on the show.
So when my kids were younger, I knew summer, especially in Canada, is such a small window. And if you don't plan something, your whole summer is gone. And all of a sudden you're like, what did we do this summer? Like, seriously. Yeah. And I'm a big like memory person, and I journal everything. Like I take pictures of everything. I journal everything. And so we started making bucket lists, summer bucket lists. We'd sit down, and we usually got a big piece of paper, and we say to the kids, "Okay, what do you want to see?" When they're younger, it was things like get ice cream from an ice cream truck, that cost $1.25.
Right.
I haven't sat down with them this year because I'm pretty sure their bucket list would be like go to an NFL game or like
it's grown.
Go to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower, things like that. So they don't have a choice anymore in their bucket list because they cost too much money, and so I still make the bucket list now. But when they're younger, we used to like do it all the time, and then we're forced to like find things to do, and a lot of times it was low cost, like go to 3 fireworks or go night swimming in the lake, and there'd be time where we just be like sitting around and the kids are like, I'm bored, and we're like, I got nothing going on, why don't we go down to Park Lake and go swim at tonight, like, and it was so much fun. So I was curious, do you have a bucket list? Do people have bucket lists? What kind of things are on their summer bucket list? Because there's a lot of really cool places in Southern Alberta. I don't think people realize.
There 100% is.
One for our summer this year that's on our bucket list, and you're gonna be like, "Are you serious?"
No, I'm gonna guess it.
Actually, I have it right here. These are like a couple of my bucket lists. You guess a few.
I feel like it's the that bird sanctuary down south where you can go like hold an eagle or an owl.
Oh, the birds of prey. No,
birds of prey. Oh,
that wasn't our bucket list one year, but it's not on mine this year. Remember, I have 2 boys. I got to like make sure that they.
Right. Okay. What is it? What's yours?
That's it. You're only gonna vote one.
Well, no, that was one of. I was guessing what you were going to say.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the bucket list is I've never been to Heritage Park.
That is really? So hold on a minute. We go all the time. We get annual pass. So why don't we're planning this personal trip now. We're going to go as a big family trip.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing that's fun about Heritage Park is going with people who haven't been.
Never been. So
we're going to do it this summer then.
Okay.
We should all go. Heritage Park is awesome.
Fill my bucket list item. Never been to Heritage Park.
It's awesome.
And our bucket list this year is we have a lot of other things because this potentially is my last year with Hayden before he leaves. So I'm like, this is our last summer. How much can we cram in to this bucket list? So
yeah.
We have quite a few things on our bucket list. Any other guesses of what's on a summer bucket list?
I think you got to go down to Waterton. Go hang out in Waterton, do some Waterton-y things. Go catch a fish, maybe.
No. Think more like, instead of like locations, think more like, I don't know, think things like smaller, I guess. I don't know.
Going to a smaller lake. And looking for or if you're stuck, here's one other thing we'll think about. If you are stuck for a bucket list, Fair could probably cross off a couple of those things for people, which is coming up in just about a month. About a month, is that right? Holy smokes.
I know. Yes, 4 weeks away before Fair Days. I know. I'm like, once I go back to work next week, I'm pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
Gotta get it done.
I think another thing on the bucket list is to get absolutely pelted with candy at a parade, which is
go to a candy parade would be a bucket list. Okay. Go to a candy parade. That was not on mine, but we used to do that. We actually want to go to. It's called Evelyn's Memory Lane Diner. It's in High River.
Oh, okay.
It's an old-fashioned diner, and you walk in. There's the jukebox. It has the old diner feel, and you get like they make their homemade ice cream. Like it's homemade. It's so good.
Wow.
So we want to go to Evelyn's. We want to do a sunset horseback riding trail ride in Waterton.
Yep.
So you can book it for like a sunset time. Lewis and Clark Cavern Caves, maybe go down to Montana and do the caves in there. And then there's just like little random things like get like ice cream or sleep outside. I want to make my teenage boys like sleep on the tramp one last time. All of us together. Then there's your other things. Like every year I have it on my bucket list. Every year I chicken out. I go skinny dipping. It's not summer unless you go skinny dipping, right?
Here's what we're gonna. I got it sorted. Here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be so awkward. We're gonna go to Heritage Park.
Okay.
And go skinny dipping. Like we're gonna just do it all in the same day in daylight hours. I'm not sure. I think there's a fountain. There is definitely. Well, it's right by the reservoir, so that we can definitely do. We should.
Usually, I choose to go ski dipping somewhere that's very remote, not like a public park.
we got to make sure we plan. If we're gonna do it, we got to do it on different days because I don't want to. All due respect, we don't want to run into each other. Like, hey, what's going on?
I think it was 2 summers ago. Actually, we say every year we went on a girls' trip. We always go to Kukanusa for 2 weeks. More if we can, and there's 4 of us girls, and we just kept being like, hey, we gotta do it, like, come on, you gotta do it. Like I grew up at Kukanusa, like I used to stay there all summer, and every year, you know, you went ski dipping like 5 or 6 times a night and it's just, or 5 or 6 times in a summer.
Okay, I was gonna say that's ambitious. Wow, you just get out and get back in, do it again.
Well, you know, when looked like the way you did back then, it was a lot easier to go skiing.
Now it's a lot about concealing things until the last possible moment. I get it. Yeah.
So I won't say who I went with, but the 3 of us, it was hilarious. We're standing in the pitch black. We literally went down there with our little like lights, and we had our towels on. And on the count of 3, we like dropped our towels, and literally we all took a different direction because we were like, no one look. We didn't have our
That's
back.
so
Once
funny.
we got out there, it is the most freeing feeling. Just treading water in a pitch black lake where you can't see anything and you're floating.
I'm getting like a panic. Like I'm getting a feeling of like, oh, that sounds great. That sounds like the beginning of either like one of those coming of age summer movies, or like a horror film. It could go either direction.
The only problem is once you're in, then you all kind of look at each other and you're like, okay, now what? One of us each at a time has to get out. Right?
Yeah. Do you want to be the first one out, the last one? I'm not sure how it works. I don't know what the etiquette is, but you know what? We're going to find out together at Heritage Park. It's going to be great. You'll just know. It'll be like, now's the time. We're going.
Anyways. So what's on your bucket list? What's are things that you always wanted to do in the summertime?
I know summertime's a tricky one for me. I've always wanted to go kayaking. I've always wanted to kind of figure that out. I think that would be kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Or even just to take the kids canoeing or something would be good. My list is pretty simple. If I can get some peace and quiet, like near a lake, away from screens and technology, that's it for me. I'm pretty happy with that. But we love going to Heritage Park, and we haven't been to Waterton in quite some time, so it would be good. Actually, you know, coming up in a few weekends, Emmy and I are going to be at a music festival in the Pass. We're actually, I think I'm working at it for a stretch as a sort of doing some backstage stuff. So getting to see a music festival outside in the summer would be pretty cool as well. And so things like that are fun. And I like the idea of just like the little trips and going to, you know, actually there's another what's the can't remember the name of the farm. It's just north of here where you can go and pick berries and that sort of thing. That's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, the U-Picks and stuff.
Yeah, really good.
Well,
cool.
I encourage you. I like to sit down and write down all the little things because I think sometimes we're not consciously thinking, and then our time it just flies by. Actually, I love. So now I'm getting all like, you know, psycho. What is it called? Psychologically, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I love this quote, and if I can remember it, let me think what it is. We were talking about it on my Instagram last night, actually. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist only.
Oh, that's good.
And I was thinking about that, and I was like, what is the difference between like living and existing? And for me, I always feel like life is so busy that at the beginning of the day, I often think to myself, okay, I just got to get through this day, and this is what I need to inhale, like just get done. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, you go to bed and you're like, okay, check, I made it through that day. And I think to myself in the summer, any time of the day, but for the summer, I almost get this permission to like not just exist. I don't want to exist anymore. I want to live. I want to enjoy it. I want to do things each day that bring me happiness and joy and memories, especially with my family. And so I think it's more than just checking off your daily tasks each day. So sit down and write a list of things that you're like, you know what, I kind of think that I would really enjoy doing these things, and find time to do it so that you can live your summer and not just exist this summer.
Item one. Here we go.
There's your therapy. There's your therapy for today.
Doing it right now. Hold on. It's skinny dipping with Megan. There we go. Item one. As our families stand horrified on the dock going, what are you doing? And we're screaming, we're existing! We're living now! Anyway.
There's something about freely jumping into a lake. You just feel so alive.
They're going, you're supposed to do it at night. You're not not at 2 in the afternoon. What are you doing? Yeah. Anyway, going to get ourselves in trouble. So we're going to, we've covered a lot of ground. I want to mention one thing before I forget, if I can find it. So we've got to, first of all, we've talked about a lot of stuff today. We definitely need to thank our sponsors for the show, because without them, we don't get to do this kind of fun stuff. So what is that? A chipmunk? What's going on?
I don't want to show you. My cat is eating a bird, a robin, and all the robins are going a little crazy.
How gross is? So here's this is a perfect segue.
Don't bring it to me. No, don't bring it to me. Oh my heavens. It's sitting at my feet.
Oh, how gross is that?
Mittens.
I feel like this needs some music.
Oh my gosh. It's half alive. He brought it to me. It's like sitting at my foot.
You can hear it. It's kind of distressing.
It is.
Well, here's the thing. So when you get bird stuff on you, you know what you can do? Go to Janet's Fashions for some new clothes, because it sounds like you're going to need it. Big thanks to our original sponsor. They're on the corner of 50th Ave and Highway 2. Men's and women's fashions, footwear. If you've got bird guts on, you can go get some new shorts, some new pants. It's going to be hot coming up next week, so a perfect opportunity to go get some new threads from Janet's. If the bird's giving you a headache, you can stop by Claresholm Pharmacy. They've got a team of friendly and prescribing pharmacists. They also have a small grocery section with some dairy and cud-load meats and all the vitamins and things you're going to need, including sunscreen, because we're going to be needing a lot of that coming up, because it's going to be very, very warm. And then finally, big thanks to your dollar store worth more. They're locally owned and operated. They have a little bit of everything, so you can get your helium balloons there, greeting cards, things for your pet, for your baby. They have some stationery and just about everything in between. So big thanks to them as well. And maybe you go and get yourself like a new towel or something if you're going to go skinny dipping, something that just kind of is big enough to handle the task of skinny dipping. Anyway, so big thanks to our sponsors. Yeah. Big towel. And hey, did you hear, where have I got this? This was really, I was quite surprised in a good way to see this the other day. So this was, I'm just going to put this up on the screen. Friends of JP's, they raised how much? $139,650.66. The GoFundMe and the donations and the concessions. They've got a bunch of dough to start the cleanup process. We talked about that last week quite a bit on the show. So congrats to them, and what an amazing accomplishment for the community to raise that kind of money and really understand the importance of it, because it's a huge bill, unfortunately, that they have to try to deal with. So amazing story. And so it's going to
speaks volumes to our community.
It really, really does. And so, and that'll be, I'm sure, an ongoing contribution for people. So if you haven't yet, you can go and donate to their GoFundMe. I believe it's still active and open. And they had that happening last weekend, and there was Canada Day and fireworks and all kinds of stuff. So I'm really happy to see that, and hope that success continues for them. Tomorrow, now, normally on the show at this point, we talk to Dave and say, what's going on in Nanton? Truth is, I have no idea, because I don't live there. But if you tune in tomorrow, 10:30 to 11:30, Good Morning Nanton Live, you're going to see Dave and his newly coiffed beard or whatever he's doing. And he'll be talking about all the things going on in Nanton. And there's always a bunch of cool stuff happening up there with him. And is there anything we should talk about before we go about Fair Days coming? Are you looking for like volunteers? Are you looking for
Oh yeah,
vendors?
we're always looking for volunteers.
Okay.
Always looking for volunteers.
Okay.
No, other than volunteers, I think the days are pretty much starting to fill, and it's just gonna be incredible. Honestly, start paying attention to your cowboy gear, your county fair clothes, because once again, we're gonna encourage everyone to dress up.
Yep.
So, I've got my overalls, I got my cowboy boots, I got my cowboy hat. I'm ready to dress up for the weekend. The parade, we are looking for somebody actually to help with the parade. The parade is going to be a really large task this year because we have to move our staging grounds because of where, the apartment buildings are going up there. And so we actually have to move it. It has to be very well organized. And we're trying to figure out right now who would want to take on helping with the parade. It would need a big team to help with it and so if anybody is interested in being a part of the parade, that would be a huge help. So that I will definitely ask for helpers for. But just volunteers throughout the day would be great. We have lots of opportunity to volunteer for a shift here or a shift there. What else? I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's all I can say. You don't want to go. You want to invite people to come here because it's just a lot of stuff. So those lists will be coming out soon with all the information on it.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Well, I think we covered it today. I think
Are
we
you
did.
going to sing karaoke for Dave?
No, Dave. There's a whole licensing agreement with him around that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't take his shine away. Hey.
Well, I just made it up. But no, I don't want to step on his toes and it would be so much worse. So we'll leave it up to Dave to do that, to do the karaoke. Check out the Claresholm Local Press too if you're curious about what's happening. They're online. The online version of the paper, you can go to the events and see what's happening throughout the weekend coming up. And our good friend Santana Tom, too, does a great job, usually around this time on Facebook. If you're following her on Facebook, her realtor page, she'll talk about what's happening in town as well, which is really, really great. So you can go put your eyes on that. And it's going to be a really nice weekend. It's going to be warm. It's going to be very hot next week. So get your hat out. And great.
Finally!
Yeah, great weekend to do some golf or some skinny dipping or both if you want to do it that way. They've got water hazards along the way.
There's a lake at Bridges. I mean, I guess you could do both if you wanted to.
First and last time I get to go golfing there.
Yeah. I'm like, this is a pre-warning to Lyle. Watch out for the skinny dippers. They might feel like
when it's that warm out. It's that warm out. That's what's going to happen. All right. Well, we're going to end the show here. Megan, thanks so much for jumping in and co-hosting with me. Super appreciate it. And as we always say, everyone have a great weekend. Stay safe. You can join Dave tomorrow at 10:30 to 11:30. Good morning, Nanton Live. And we'll see you back here next week for another crazy round of Connecting Claresholm. Have a good one, folks. We'll see you later.
See ya.